All right, guys, we are back today with a new car update. Yes, we are on our fourth Maverick. This is our fourth Maverick new car update. In the last, I don't know, we'll say year or so. Long story short, guys, I know there's a lot of Maverick guys watching these videos. You can't even get your hands on one. I understand. But back when these things first dropped, last October or September, whenever it was, I called like 100 dealers. I put in the work. I spent a couple hours actually calling dealers all over the place, putting my name on Maverick wait lists. So now that the time is coming, these things are finally, coming to formation. People have waited so long, they've bought other things by now. And so dealers are now going to their Maverick wait list and picking people off them. So I was next up on a list at a dealer pretty close to me. They called me up, asked me if I wanted it, if I wanted a Maverick, and they told me what it was. And I was like, of course I will take it. And with all that being said, there's kind of a reasonable explanation behind all of this. Of course, I've kind of bought them and sold them, made a little bit of money on them, enjoyed them, made some videos on them. I'm just, it's something to do. And in this market, it's kind of hard to say no. So with all that being said, I took it, of course. And now, like you guys just saw a couple weeks ago, my custom ordered Maverick came. And I'll kind of try to make it a long story short because it's a little complicated of an explanation. But when I had ordered that blue Maverick, I ordered that to basically be if it was my only car. I have since then found a new car, daily driver, whatever you want to call it, replacement that I enjoy much more than that Maverick, the Alto Blue Maverick that I had. I just enjoyed the Taurus so much more. And so with all of that, I actually changed my order, that specific order. I changed it to a base model XLT, front wheel drive with a trailer hitch and a manual sliding window, which this one doesn't have, but it has all the options that I ordered or I had modified for that other Maverick order. And for some reason, Ford's system did not accept those changes. So once that Maverick came, it was something totally different from what I had wanted originally. And with all that being said, it was about $8,000 more than this. So it was a lot of money to spend to have two equally nice cars, if you ask me. This is really just as nice. It's just missing a few options like the sunroof and a few other things, but this one was only $25,000. So, like I said, it's about $8,000 cheaper. It's, as far as everything else goes, it just makes it a lot nicer to have something like this. And someone that's had four at this point, kind of know what I want, kind of know what I like, kind of know what value is there. And I personally think the base model XLT is a great value. You get enough options. It looks good. You have a few nicer accents, like the wheels are a little bit nicer than the XL. You get chrome badging, like the XLT and Lariat. The interior is a lot nicer than the XL. So in regards to that, this is basically the same thing I just had, for $8,000 more, minus a few creature comforts that I'm easily willing to, sacrifice, for the money. So let's go ahead, guys, and get to this one now that that explanation is out of the way. I know you're probably mad seeing me with a fourth one. It's what it is, guys. I put the legwork in, and now I'm getting calls asking if I want them. Of course, I'm not going to say no. It's a crazy market, like I said. Well, let's go ahead and get started on this one. So as you can kind of already tell if you know what you're looking at, this is a base model XLT Maverick finished off in carbonized gray. And this is the color that I had originally ordered before I saw the Alto Blue. And after getting the Alto Blue and seeing this, I think they're both equally as nice. But what I will say about the carbon gray, I can take this through car washes and not have to worry about scratching the paint like the Alto Blue. I did one sponge wash in my driveway with that, and there was already micro scratches on it. Of course, that can be solved with carbon fiber, or not carbon fiber, but ceramic coating or touchless washes, either or. It was a high maintenance color. It still looked amazing. Not faulting that at all, but I do think carbon gray is a very close second to that. This is metallic as well. Looks super good with the carbon gray wheels. Everything contrasts real nice. I gotta say, even with the black mirror caps you get on the base XLT, I do think the painted mirror caps on the premium package are actually a lot nicer looking, but we'll live. And with the XLT, obviously you do get the upgraded XLT grill with the I believe this is a magnetic grill color. Either or, this is just a very nice looking package for the price. So like I said, it's base model. We don't have the tow hooks up front. We have the LED headlights, and then we do have the standard XLT front wheel drive wheels and tires, which are 225s. So they're pretty narrow, and they do really kind of hack the ride quality up on this. I'm not gonna lie, these tires kind of suck. But if I do end up keeping this, I'll just probably leave them on, because I noticed that this thing is, with front wheel drive and these smaller economy tires, the gas mileage is amazing. I was getting about 32 on the highway the other day. So with all that, you know, it's not bad. I'm pretty content with it. But who's to say we're not going to upgrade it, you know, if it hangs around. But anyways, guys, we'll go ahead and check out the back over here. So coming out to the rear, checking it out, as you guys can see, like I said, it's base model, you know, no options. So no spray and bed liner or anything like that, which is kind of nice, because I'll probably throw a bed rug in it if we do keep it long term, and it's kind of more customizable anyways. So in that regard, that's all cool stuff. We got the tie down hooks back there. Of course, no window. I mean, it's a $150 option. You've heard me kind of bitch about it. I just think that should be a standard option, but if it had the manual sliding window, this would have been a perfect spec. This would have been the exact one I actually would have had my modifications took place the last time around on the last Maverick. So it's pretty cool. This one kind of fell in my lap. So again, being let's see, this is an XLT, so we actually do get a storage bin right here. So you get that, and I believe if this had the premium package, it would have a light right there, which, to be totally honest, does not do a whole lot of good. And with that, you can actually run power through that little block right there. And Ford supplies you a wire. It's in the seat. We'll show you, and you can actually run your own lights throughout that actually probably are a lot more effective. There's all types of those mods on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, so you have that. You really do have that option, and I mean, the luxury package is about $2,500 more. I think it's worth it if that's what you want. But like I said, you kind of heard the explanation behind this one. So anyways, looking at it back here, I think this is the first color I actually saw on a Maverick, and it kind of is. I've always liked this color. I had a Focus ST in this color, and it's always kind of been my favorite color. It just depends on what it's on, because it looks kind of bleak on this car, I'm not gonna lie, but that's not a bad thing, especially when it's cleaned up. It looks pretty good. We'd have our backup camera down here, and of course, if I had to pick between the sliding window and the trailer hitch, I'd probably pick the hitch. So this is actually really nice. This one does have the trailer hitch. This one is technically rated to tow up to 2,000 pounds. Without the tow package, you have your 4-pin plug right there. I have your Ford logo right there. You would get a 7-pin up top, so it looks kind of like it's missing something. But I've seen guys without the tow package on some of the Maverick pages. One dude was like towing like 8,000 pounds. He said it did fine. I totally believe he did. When it comes to stopping, though, that's a whole new game so we're talking about. So I think it can tow plenty, especially what I need it for. And of course, the front wheel drive, I gotta say, is pretty peppy. It's actually noticeably peppier than the all-wheel drive. And with that, you're going to get better mileage, even though you only get 1 mile a gallon better on paper. Real world, you're probably going to get considerably more mileage. You know, you got to factor in you're towing around a differential, you're spinning that differential, and you're pulling that weight around. It's all those factors that are very limiting. You know, of course, when you go in the snow or mud, you win. But 98% of the time, I'm going to advocate for front wheel drive. But with that, you do, I believe, get a twist beam instead of the independent rear suspension. But not a bad deal, though. It still handles fine. You need a spare tire under there. Factory fresh, looks very nice. And with your XLT, even in base form, you do get a locking tailgate. So that's pretty nice as well. I know my XL never had that, but there is a way to convert that. I think you gotta take this cover off, and there's literally a harness you plug in, and you can actually add locking tailgate to your XL. I know there's some threads out there talking about that. So again, very customizable. Just depends on kind of the legwork you want to do to get it to that point. So another thing I really like about the Mavericks in general is the gas cap on the left side. Really nice. Of course, it's easy fuel. This one does not have the co-pilot, just have the blind spot mirrors right there, which is great. You have the hard button keyless entry right there. And of course, you all know what this is, so I'm not going to spend all that much time on it. We do have carpeted, we have carpet mats here. Of course, your seating. And now I would like to kind of talk about the seating here. So if you don't have that luxury package, you are going to get a manual seat. All the adjustments are the same. You have the same type of adjustments. You can go up and down. Of course, you can adjust your lean on your seat, but that's about it. You are missing lumbar, I will say. And there are times where I actually really miss lumbar on this, but without that mechanism, that lumbar mechanism in the seat, this is so much more opening to you. It's like it actually bolsters you in the seat better. You can actually almost tell by looking at it, those bolsters, they hug you in the seat. So in that regard, after owning the Mavericks I've had, that's another reason I kind of prefer this package over the Lux package. The seats are more comfortable, and you're not sitting on top of a heating element, so your pad is actually soft. It's a more comfortable seat, I guess. And the proof is in the pudding. So let's go over and check out the interior now and look at it. You have a nice little dead pedal down there. We'll start it up. Of course, we do not have remote start, but you do have Ford Pass. So Ford Pass will give you remote start. So you have that go around. So there's ways around it. I mean, when you're talking money and value, I think this is it. So looking at it, we'll just jump right to it. We have our audio controls with your XLT, and we have cruise control. Another feature that it might behoove you to get over the XL. So really nice. Of course, you don't have like the leather wheel, but this is it's a nice wheel though. It gets the job done. I think it's the same thing the Ford Escape uses. Your turn signals, all that stuff. Again, you don't have the co-pilot 360, so your lane cancel assist would be right here. There's kind of just a really kind of a rough plastic filler. I gotta say, it doesn't feel the best. Kind of rough, but if we're talking miniature things here in the grand scheme of what most people have waited for over a year for, so I'm not going to complain about that. But checking it out, we do have 98 miles on this. I've done some city driving, but as you can see, we're doing about 23.5 right there, so that ain't bad for city driving. But we're really not even through our first quarter of a tank yet, so we really have yet to kind of break it in and enjoy it. I've got to say, I've been kind of hooning it around because that front wheel drive is just, I think it's fun. It's quicker, it's noticeably quicker, and it will chirp the front tires. So I will do a front wheel drive test drive of the thing just because it is noticeably different. I gotta say, probably for the better, but to each their own. Everything else is pretty much standard. We have your automatic climate, AC controls, it's your typical, your Ford system here. Your small screen, which works good. And I will say, this is my only Maverick that I've had. When you crank the speakers up, that door panel does not rattle. So we might have a good one here. So I'm looking pretty forward to whatever the outcome is with this truck. Either way, I'm going to be happy with it. But kind of generally speaking, this is cool. 8-speed automatic, we all know. Parking brake, auto hold, traction control. Your auto start stop right there, all your sport modes and economy modes, tow haul mode. So there's that. Have your wipers up here, as you can see. So, and first Maverick without a sunroof. Headroom, you do get a lot more headroom, I gotta say. And you get a sunglasses storage container. And I guess you have the peace of mind of not ever having water leaks. Still, I'd rather have the piece of glass up top, but it's about $1,000 savings, so pretty cool. And as I mentioned in my last video, Ford kind of, I want to say probably halfway through at some point, I don't know when the switchover was, but it had to have been sometime around April. They quit putting the temperature display in this screen right here, and they just gave you a logo and they put it up top here. I have to say it's very responsive, so as soon as you touch this, you know, it lights up on the screen. But I really would prefer the digital display right there, and like I said, I believe that is probably for maybe saving chips. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, because I think that's quite stupid to put this here. And anyways, kind of bothered by that, but it's a temperature, you know, control. But anyways, you can also see it kind of right up top in the corner there. So either way, you know, gotta look a little bit harder. But let's go check out the window sticker on this one, guys, and kind of go over it like I've already gone. But you know, here it is in the raw here. $25,040. Only options on this one are the front wheel drive, or the EcoBoost front wheel drive was about $1,000 upgrade, and the trailer hitch receiver. So base price on this is 23 grand. That would have been probably for a hybrid, of course, but again, pretty happy with this. And I've seen people easily walk away from that 30, which is crazy for a Ford product, because it used to be the opposite. Somehow these things are doing really good on mileage, and I'm pretty impressed. As you all know, if at some point, if some of you guys know, I had a 2016 Ford Escape, 2-liter EcoBoost, front wheel drive. That thing was a dog. I could never get over 22 in that thing, and I'm getting 23.4 without even trying out of this. So it has to be in the transmission or the calibrations. I'm very impressed with the 2-liter Eco, so I'm definitely glad we have that. And everything else is pretty much run-of-the-mill, typical Maverick stuff. But that's about all as far as options go on this one. You know, you have your LED lights up here. They will follow through to the back. Let's go check out the rear. A quick little rev here, if you can. I don't think you can even hear it, but so there you go on that. Let's go check out the back seat. I'm sure you've seen the back seat plenty of times though, so we'll pop the hood on this. I would like to say you do not get rear floor mats, so another little cost cutter. But looking at it back here, I guess sitting behind myself, I could be comfortable. It's not bad. It's really not a bad place to spend time. I have an armrest even as well, so the floor is really deep, so you're not like your knees aren't sticking in the air. I mean, you actually have nice, you know, thigh support. It's a nice place to spend time if you had to. Really missing that slider though, but yeah, there it is. You do have 3 damped handles. So with this one, you need some storage, of course, as we all know. And then there's your power supply cable for the little power outlet back there. You have a 12-volt outlet, even in the base model. I think you'd get a 3.0 charger with a Lux package, but there this is. So, and also my grandfather ordered a Maverick, and his finally came in. So I'll have a video on that as well. He actually ordered a Lariat. Pretty much every option, so I'm pretty curious to see that one yet. Obviously I'll have a video on it, but let's go under the hood. Here it is, 2-liter EcoBoost in its glory. You all know what it is. I don't think there's really anything different under here versus the all-wheel drive. It's all in the back there, but as you guys all know, there it is, the 2-liter Eco. I don't know, somewhere around 250 horsepower, probably same amount of torque. It's good. It's a good engine for this thing. It's quick. Hood is very light. I'd like to say this might even be aluminum, but it's very light hood. No insulation or anything. I've seen people complain about that, but you really don't need it. I mean, it's really a quiet little truck. For the price point and for what it really is, all things considering, it's not a bad little car. It's just the market on these things is so lucrative. It's just insane. So guys, I hope to have more videos on this. We'll definitely have a test drive video on it. And we'll go from there. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.